Hi guys, this is Simeon from Swedish Homestead. Today I want to talk with you guys about the potatoes. A bunch of you guys have followed the potato growing and planting process here on the homestead. I want to show you the differences between the different mulches that we have used and why I'm just so blessed and amazed by it all. So right here behind me you can see potatoes to my right and left. Not only are they two different varieties, but I've also used different mulch. Here I have mulched the garden with cut up straw that my pigs cut up for me. I just dropped a huge round bale to the pigs, and after a few weeks it was all chopped up. And then behind me, where the potatoes start getting taller, that's where the deep bedding is from the greenhouse. The most popular videos on our channel have been the forestry videos, and you know, one reason for that is due to YouTube promoting certain videos more than others. But I also believe, and I see that it seems like not as many people are interested in growing their own food, and especially the men. It seems like most men are not so into that. More women are. Well, I think it's a very manly thing to grow your own food. That is something that has been going on for thousands of years, and the fruit of your labor is just the most fulfilling thing ever. Here behind me you see these potato plants that I planted by just laying them on the ground, covering with a deep mulch. They have grown up and they look super healthy. Now here are the benefits. First of all, like I shared that one time, a neighbor said that potatoes are not supposed to lay deep, but they are supposed to have a lot on top of them, which works perfectly. It might not make much sense, but you see, if you bury them deep into the ground, they don't do so well. It's hard compacted often. If you lay them on top and then just mulch them, you know, they thrive, and you can really see that here. The next thing is that this mulch will be so light that when you harvest, you can pretty much just pull up the plant and put the covering aside, and all your potatoes lay there. It suppresses all the weeds. So here I don't see any weeds except for here on the border to my right and left, but behind me here in the potato field I don't see any weeds. But probably the most beneficial thing from this covering, especially the wood chip covering, is that it stays dry and really helps the potato plants to be healthy. You see, potatoes are a very sensitive plant, especially when it comes to moisture. You will have leaves withering really quickly. You know, they say to plant them far apart so the wind can go through them and dry off the moisture and all of that. Well, both in our greenhouse and in here, the covering, even after a heavy rain or a wet period, it dries off within a few hours and it's completely dry, even though it's nice and moist underneath. That's what makes it so tricky with potatoes. They like it moist, and they love water to get big and nice, but the leaves need to be dry. So this is really what you can accomplish just with this mulch. And now look at this, it's like a jungle. If we turn the camera here, you can just see how it's like a wall of potatoes there, and they're starting to flowering, so technically you could already harvest tiny potatoes. Here you can see a huge difference. To my right it's thin, and you can also see a difference in color. The potato plants are quite bright, and here you have these dark green, beautifully looking potato plants. Now I'm really curious to see how this will look once we harvest, because if you put too much manure with potatoes, they seem to get scabby. But you see, here you see a big difference. It takes them longer to push through the straw. They don't seem to thrive as much. These were mulched a little later than those, but still I don't think they'll do as well as those plants. I'm really curious to see how this works out once we're done and once we will harvest this. But the wood chips right now seem to be absolutely incredible with this. Many people don't grow potatoes because you need so many of them. You know, some just grow a few for fun. I've even seen people cut up bought bags of topsoil and just put a few potatoes in there and raise them. You know, people have been struggling with weeds, and that you have to put stuff over them so they don't, so the potatoes are not exposed to the light and stuff. All of that is no problem here, because when the mulch is deep enough, it just lifts. When the potatoes grow, it covers them, keeps them dark. Weeds are suppressed. It's easy harvest, easy planting. So I really encourage you to grow potatoes. They are really healthy. Root vegetables are really healthy. I'm not talking about the crap you buy today in the stores, you know, that just look watery and shiny weird, and you know, the fries and hash browns and all of that. That can be good sometimes, especially homemade, but you know, I'm talking about the original root vegetables that are so healthy. Parsnips, carrots, the potatoes, they are so healthy. They are rich in minerals. You know, we eat our potatoes 99% of the time with the peel, and it's just very healthy. Now, this is one of the things that we have been completely self-sufficient on, and it is the most fulfilling thing to have those potatoes. Now, here in Sweden, potatoes are the most sprayed plant. On a wet summer, they can spray potatoes up to 5 to 6 times, which is scary to me. Plus, you have no idea what was in the field before, because the root vegetables store a lot of the crap, the heavy metals and poisons in their root. So you really have no idea what you get. Now, I once heard a farmer say, well, if you don't spray them, they are going to produce more poisons themselves to protect themselves, which is absolutely stupid, because nature is not producing poison food, has never. So I just want to encourage you, grow your own food. We are always trying to look for ways to grow our food that are less labor intensive, that will have a higher yield and a higher output with time, and that allow us to still do other things. If you're just weeding all the time, you can't be doing other things. But I will keep you guys updated here. We'll probably next week we'll harvest some of these potatoes. They'll be small, but I want to do that to see how the moisture is underneath the mulch, how the potatoes are doing, and we might have to dump a few cubic meters of water here also, because of that birch tree that is sucking out 1,000 liters of water out of the ground a day right next to the potatoes, and potatoes love water, so I'll have to see how the potatoes are doing. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you tomorrow.